Money, 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 money. Episode 5 of Silent Witch. What a fantastic episode. This episode gave me a lot of smiles. Just seeing my girl growing. Monica has grown so much in this episode. Just seeing how, like, the whole opening segment with Nero kind of pointing out, I've been in my human form this entire time and you're not panicking. You've seen a lot of growth. And yes, her kind of just pushing herself to get out there, try new things, finding two things that she wants to do, adventure, as Nero puts it. And yes, making a new girlfriend. We add another girl to the harem. I technically added Elliot too, but we're just focusing on the girls, obviously. But yeah, I think Casey was a fantastic character. We also had the introduction of, I don't know, the East Sekai main character. Glenn just seems like so out of place. Just this chippery guy from, I don't know, the Sticks or something like that. He's transferred in, and he seems to be massively OP. Now, I'm happy to see that so far, Glenn seems like a cool dude, and so it seems like even though he is massively OP, he might actually be a cool guy. He seems like he's not wanting to take credit for things. He may have actually noticed that something else hit the dragon, and so he doesn't want to take credit for it. And that's a sign of a good person. Somebody that doesn't want to be boasted over, doesn't want to be praised for something that he obviously sees that he didn't do. But he seems like a cool guy so far. We'll have to wait and see. Sometimes those characters end up cackling later on. It's like the whole situation with the people that were messing with the books. The girl that was trying to take out Felix. And then finally when she gets revealed, she suddenly starts cackling and all that kind of... Hopefully not. Hopefully Glenn's a good boy the entire time. But yeah, point out the fact that he pretty much broke that machine. Broke the machine with over 250 mana. But anyways, let's get in the episode proper. Opening up with, yes, Monica with Nero at the town. I literally, when the episode opens up, I'm like, did I miss something at the end of the last episode? I went over to check the previous episode to make sure I didn't miss like a aftercast or something like that. It just opens up with an earth dragon in the middle of the town and everybody's freaking out and Monica's up on a tower and she's doing sniper shots at it. I'm like, did I miss something? But no, apparently she went out to the town with Nero because Nero wanted something to eat and they're just up in a tower. Apparently Nero had to, hoist her all the way up to the top of it. And he just sit there with his chin on the top of her head, and she just kind of scoping it out, waiting for the moment that this guy, Glenn, who's dancing around the dragon, eventually gets a shot off. But yeah, it was really cool kind of seeing that he apparently can't do simultaneous casting, can't do two at the same time. And Nero points out, why doesn't he just, shoot from above? And she points out, yeah, Magecraft doing more than one spell at the same time, it's very difficult to do. And he's like, wow, you just do it so effortlessly. I thought that everybody could do that. It's like you hang out with his OP Monica all the time and suddenly like, wow, not everybody can cast more than one spell at the same time. But yeah, at some point he goes to cast a spell at the Earth Dragon, says that he's not going to skip out his lessons anymore. Let it hit. And then yeah, Monica does her little, it was like a transporting shot. Like she literally was shooting from up there, but it like shows a circle down at the location where she shot from. So I don't know if it's like just kind of sending it through a portal to shoot it or if she's just casting it from a distance and creating the actual shot from there. Either way, takes out the dragon, and then, yeah, Nero points out the fact that, man, humans are tough, because he's seeing that all these stalls are just kind of continuing work. They had an earth dragon in the middle of the town, but everybody has to get back to working. Humans are really tough. Yeah, I wish I was tough too. And then he points out that point, yeah. No, you've grown a lot. Yeah, I'm in human form right now, and you're not freaking out. You've grown a whole lot. You're getting stronger. And she's like, yeah, it seems so. It was cute. Again, kind of a cute little moment there between the two of them. Oh, yeah. Since I brought you all the way up here, why don't you treat me to something? Treat me some chicken. It was cute. It's cute. From there, we get a brief shot of the teacher's lounge where they're introducing William McCracken. I can't get over that. McCracken Sensei. I love that shot. That was such a good shot. But yeah, they're bringing him in, and he's going to be a new teacher there. And then we cut over the student council where they're choosing their electives, and they're kind of prodding Monica on what they want to do. Apparently, Cyril is very good at singing, as Felix points out. What, you heard me singing? Yeah, every now and then I hear you in the archive room, and you're just kind of singing away. I would love to hear it in person. Oh yeah, Elliot, you're good with, the violin. I would love to hear the two of you play. Like, just totally teasing the guy. It's so great. But yes, right here, and I called it, and they even talk about it again later on, Felix points out that yes, Magecraft is similar to mathematics, and so he figures that Monica would probably like that. And yeah, from this point right here, Felix has no idea about Monica's ability in Magecraft. He just knows that she's an absolute mathematic nerd. And so he's assuming, hey, you like math, you might check out the Magecraft class. You might actually enjoy that because it's similar there. Which, yes, plays into what my prediction has been for a while now, ever since they got so deep into her backstory that her father was like way into mathematics, and it seems like she's a total math nerd, And the fact that she unlocked some sort of ability to do silent casting, and my assumption of this world and its Magecraft was going to be that it was going to apply some sort of mathematic, equations or whatnot. Which, yes, technically is sort of confirmed by whenever you see people actually doing magic casting. I mean, we had this episode with Glenn. When he's casting magic, you see a lot of equations in there, or just mostly just equal signs in there, but still, it does seem like there's some sort of equations that's happening. The words themselves, the letters are probably going to have some sort of mathematic value, and they equate some way. I might actually have to break that down at some point and see if there's some sort of formula in it. I'm assuming the light novel already gets into it at some point. But yeah, she doesn't know what to say. And so she thinks back to some word of advice from Luis, which apparently he said that if you ever run into a situation where you don't know what to say, just say, "I'll think about it." And so she's like, "Thank you, Luis. I'll think about it, yeah. Okay, I'll pick you up tomorrow to go by the Magecraft room. Okay, wait." Like, she totally thought that she had this way out of the situation, but it just turns out it just signed her up for the whole thing. But yeah, then we cut to them going to the Magecraft place, and we have an admission at this point of Felix that apparently he has no talent for Magecraft. I'm kind of wondering if that's going to end up being a thing about mana itself. It does get into a few things of what makes a great Magecraft later on that could apply to him, and it's mostly in the idea of mathematics, it's into the idea of mana pull, it's in the idea of manipulating mana itself. It could just come down to the idea of he just has no mana pull. Or they could get into the idea of circuits and whatnot. I'm not sure if they're going to get into the idea of circuits yet. But yeah, they end up running into Neil, who is with the transfer student Glenn, which is the guy that we met at the very beginning of the episode that was fighting the Earth Dragon. They talk about the idea that he was a transfer student, and very quickly he gets very chummy with Felix. Neil's over there like, "Dude, chill out. What are you doing?" He's just like shaking the prince's hand. He's just not very reserved in front of him, just super excited to see this guy, giving him some chestnuts. Giving him chestnuts and everything. I had a feeling of like, please don't make this into a bad guy. But yeah, Felix ends up bringing up the Earth Dragon so that you wonder if he ran into him, and he very quickly kind of, brushes it off and changes the subject. So again, it kind of implies to me that he doesn't want attention. Or again, the idea that he knows that he didn't take down the dragon and he doesn't want credit for it. It was interesting. But yeah, they go to the Magecraft room. They open up the door. But she panicked for a minute there because she's afraid. I guess she was afraid the idea that for some reason Glenn had known that she cast the spell, or possibly that Glenn would have known who she is based on where he's from. I don't know if Krem was the place that she was from. I don't think it was. But no, they open up the door and Rakagon Sensei! I love like the way that they played out this scene was just so perfect because it's just so quiet, and he's just like, "Oh," and it just suddenly just like it ramps up like the boss music. Like it literally sounds like Elden Ring music, and she's just like, "Bakuragan Sensei," and it shows all these flashbacks of him being in the corner as she's doing her exam and everything. And then he's like, "Who are you guys?" Okay, he doesn't recognize me. It was super funny. Like they just pulled off that scene so well. The expression on her face, that very brief like the mouth goes wide open, but it's all in her head still. It was just so perfect. But yeah, Sensei ends up having a class where he goes through the 3 things that make a good mage, which is mana pull, mathematics, and mana manipulation. Now, the mana pull makes sense. The idea that you have more mana, obviously, you need mana in order to produce spells, so having more mana helps you out. He goes specifically saying that, yes, a normal amount is level 50. If you're over 100, that's great too. But when you get to 150, that's when you become pretty much at the level of the 7 sages. And apparently we find out later on that Monica got to 202 last time that she tested it, and she's been continuously growing. So at this point, she could be 250, she could be up to 300. We don't know. Then it gets into mathematics. And again, this is the confirmation for me. I kind of assumed this is the direction it was going to go. That yes, mathematics, the understanding of mathematics helps you excel at understanding magical formulas. So sure enough, from that point on, he gets into talking about the fact that he had a student that understood magical formulas exceptionally. We knew who he was talking about at that point. She starts sweating up there the entire time he's talking about her. She managed to use magic without chanting and everything. She's called the Silent Witch. She's out there going, "Eee, don't talk about me." She's like panicking up there and trying to hide from him the entire time. But no, it's funny because he brings up the fact that she created magical formulas, which are going to be on your test. So make sure to memorize them. And she's just up there going, "Please don't memorize them." Like it turns this whole thing where like her own work is like cringe. Like she doesn't want anybody to study her own work that's apparently like spectacular. It's just the whole scene was just absolutely funny. Yeah, he says that it's no exaggeration that she overturned the theories of modern Magecraft, and she's like, "It's exaggerating, get shut up." I just get like images of like Roxy of Mushoku Tensei and Rudius like overplaying everything that she does. But yeah, so the last one, the third one, was mana manipulation. Now, he doesn't really get into details of what exactly he's talking about here. He just says simply that you can use Magecraft even if you don't understand the magical formula as well. I'm guessing the idea here is that instead of like, okay, over here, the first element is mana. You have a lot of mana, you're able to spin it into Magecraft. And then if you're really good at mathematics, you can spin theories and the actual formulas themselves really, really well. But if you're not good at spinning the formulas or creating the formulas or utilizing the formulas, you can do mana manipulation instead, which is where you're just basically taking that mana directly and using it somehow. Either probably filling your body full of the mana itself to strengthen yourself, or just shooting it out. Just moving the mana itself to manipulate things. That's why I'm assuming it's going there. Which is interesting because he also says, though the quality might not be high. So without the formulas, it's not going to do much. It's not as good. To which Glenn starts looking a little nervous up there. Which makes me think that Glenn himself is not good with magical formulas and that he's doing mana manipulation instead. I don't know, he was doing formulas when he was out in the field there fighting the dragon, but he also wasn't doing very well, despite the fact that, again, he breaks the meter later on. It seems like this guy either is not very learned well, he was taught a different way, possibly by his teacher, doing mana manipulation instead. We'll see. But yeah, that's when he brings out the mana measuring device. Sensei himself pointing out the fact that he is at 160, so he's above 150 as well. The first person that touches it is Neil. He ends up being Earth Element and only 96, which is still good, still good. Then Glenn goes up there. Glenn goes up there and touches it. It turns red, and it gets to 115 before we cut away. Monica's trying to sneak out. Makokin Sensei ends up spotting her, saying, "Do I recognize you, girl?" And she's freaking out, but then suddenly, the meter breaks. Glenn broke it. Later on, Monica actually points out the fact that he got over 250. It actually hit the other side of the meter before it broke. Like, only 2 other 7 sages are above 250. So again, they're really making out Glenn to being like something special. So again, hopefully he stays a good boy. Hopefully he stays a good boy. Yeah, that's when we get to Monica bumping into Elliot as she goes and checks out the chess room, and he quickly pulls her in there before pointing out that chess is a game of strategy. I mean, this is totally like a noble thing, that all nobles in most like settings like this all have to do chess and whatnot as sort of a way of keeping the brain always thinking about strategy, because there may come a time where they actually have to go out in the battlefield. And sure enough, she immediately kind of takes it to heart. I like she gets like super serious about that. Like she just locks in. Oh, it's a strategy for war. What's the air temperature? Where's the wind direction? What's the level of the bishops, who apparently are the mages? Okay, what abilities do they do well? What's their mana pool? Like, she's asking all these questions that are like overly complicating every single thing on the chessboard. You told me it's about war strategy. What are each one of these things able to do? And what is the temperatures and environment that they're actually fighting in? These are all the things that she, as a battle mage, as one of the 7 sages, that knows how to fight, is going to question. Once she's up on that hill in that first episode and taking out those dragons, she's calculating everything. She's calculating the wind directions. She's calculating the velocity of the dragons to know exactly where to shoot them. This is all the things that she thinks about. Because 1, she's a math nerd and she overly calculates all that stuff. But 2, because that's how war works. And yeah, he's like, no, it's not that deep. He's like, it's not that deep. Chill out, girl. Oh, so it's just simply taking down the king. Flat terrain, everything is predetermined, everything. All right, cool. Which this kind of gets me into thinking of a mindset of somebody that is like a math nerd. Chess, like a lot of other things gambling-wise, is a lot of math. And so she probably is the entire match pre-setting where everything's going to go. Like, she knows exactly where she's going to go. If he does this, I'm going to do this. Like, she's probably like 5 steps ahead. Which it does end up showing as the fact that at some point he realizes, despite the fact of giving her a handicap, he didn't think he was going to lose. So he ends up having to win by casting. And yeah, that was something that he apparently did not teach her. And she says, well, if that is a rule, then I give up. I'm not going to win. She already knows. From that point on, there's no way that I can win. And gives up. Which does technically hit his pride a lot. We find out later on, this guy is all about the idea of nobility. And this makes sense because one of the early scenes that we've seen of Felix talking to Elliot about Monica, he was pointing out specifically that he didn't trust Monica because, you know, she's not a noble. This is an outsider. And so I think he takes a lot in the pride that he has for being a noble. And so right here, him doing the casting while not telling her about it, he shouldn't have done it. I didn't explain that to her, and he feels like it's a hit on his own pride that he basically stooped that level. Like, he chose to do a dirty trick to win against her. He sees it as a dirty trick. But no, she apologizes, says that she's sorry for saying that this whole chess game was easy, and that having human opponents means that there's many uncertainties. She learned something. And then, yeah, the professor walks up. He asks her what her name is. Goes to hand the paper to her. It was cute. That was super cute. Which, yes, kind of pushed her that she has to choose 2 classes and she can't decide on it. Nero trying to help her out with the paws. To the face. But no, it's cute because after this, it seems like the chess seemed fun for her. Like, she's so excited to play chess again now. And she's thinking about strategies. She's in the student council room and she's sitting there drawing down strategies and everything. But no, she ends up hearing Elliot and Cyril talking about Cress in the student council room. Decides to add her input to the whole situation. The fact that Cyril's trying to draw a bull and it's just not working out. She ends up drawing it and sticking it down. He's like, oh, so I just missed the tail. And Elliot's like, no, you're missing entire, like, artistic value. Anyways, apparently Elliot has to go meet some traders, and that was the whole discussion about the crest. So Elliot ends up taking Monica with him. They got to walk out. Cyril goes to the door to watch, and Bridget's over there like, you're being overly protective of Monica. Making Cyril blush. But no, as they're walking out to the traders, again, Elliot right here is kind of feeling like he wants to talk to Monica. Like, he chose to bring Monica out there specifically because he wanted to talk to her alone. Because again, that whole decision that he made playing that chess game was a hit of pride for him. Me as a nobleman, I chose to stoop low and a dirty trick in order to take out Monica. I shouldn't have done that move because I didn't explain it to her. His pride's hit, and he's looking to actually talk to her about it. But yes, before he's able to bring it up, Monica notices that the crests are a little off. The crests on the trading cards are actually a little off. They're not from the company they're supposed to be from. To which Elliot decides to be a nobleman. Again, go to the guards. I'll hold them off. But you're good. No, I'm a nobleman. He's so cringy. But no, Monica ends up shocking the horse to throw them off. Clever. I think Monica did a very clever move here in order to, take out the situation without bringing attention upon herself. Just do silent casting, zap the horse, make the horse take care of the whole situation. But unfortunately, it backfires on her because the horse gets really mad at Monica. Like, it's like the horse knew that Monica did it. And he's like, you're the one that zapped my butt. I'm gonna take you down. But yeah, Casey shows up. And calms down the horse. They capture the bad guys. And then Elliot goes off to tell the guards. Cute little scene with Casey. I absolutely love the scene with Casey because Casey is apparently some girl from out in the countryside, and she's moved there. And because she's an outsider, she doesn't feel like she connects to people very well. Cute little conversation about the horse. The horses like to be pat. Monica asks Casey if she loves horse, and she's, yep. From my place that I used to live at, I used to load the carriages all the time. Just like what was it called? Old Man Sam's Pig Song. The moment I seen pig in the name of the title, I'm like, it's gonna be the song that from that whole pig vision. She's gonna know exactly what this song is, and sure enough, she's just like, I know exactly what that is. It has a beautiful number sequence in it. Yep. It's not because it's pigs. It's not because it's a farm. Not because it's cute. No, because it has a number sequence in it. It's the one that she's singing to herself as she's flying over to Luis's place. It's the pig song that she loves so much. Immediately kicks it off with Casey. It was cute. But yeah, Casey invites her to join, but unfortunately Monica's like, nope, I'm not good with coordination. I won't be able to pull it off. But then again, kind of something they established a couple episodes is Monica wants to push herself. Again, that vision back to her father. Her father telling her try new things, get out there kind of thing. And here's that case. I want to try something new. I really want to do this. Do you think I can do this? Yep, I'll even give you private lessons and everything. That was enough for her. That was enough for her to want to try this new adventure with Casey, her new waifu, with her new girlfriend, Casey. It was cute. It was really cute. Them getting up on the carriage and her seeing the vision, how the horses are pretty and everything. And again, Casey kind of giving her a little bit of a nudge there, finding a new friend. And again, this is similar to Lana, that it seems like a lot of people that Monica is connecting to is either from the student council because they're all people around Felix, or it's people outside the student council that are outsiders coming inside. That's why I think Glenn's going to probably join them because he's an outsider as well. Again, Casey being from a countryside, Lana being from a family that earned their title through riches for their success. It's people that are outside of the nobles that she really connects with. But yeah, close out the episode with Nero walking up, seeing that she's already asleep, and yeah, noticing that she is going on a new adventure. She's chosen chess and horse riding, which I kind of figured. Again, she kind of shut down the idea of Magecraft, which she already knows all this stuff. Like, there's probably nothing that Makugan can teach her in Magecraft. She already knows pretty much everything that he can teach her. So it's going to come down to things that she finds fun. And it easily comes down to chess, which it seems like she has learned that is a challenge to go against somebody that is human. And again, horseback riding, just because it's something new. It's something that she's never experienced before. It's cute. It's cute. Again, really, really great episode. I really love this episode, but that's my thoughts on episode 5 of Silent Witch. Hope you guys enjoyed this video. As always, if you did, hit the like button down below. Comment, let me know what's the episode. If you're new here, make sure to subscribe to the channel. If you like this content and you want to support the channel more, become a member of the channel. Until next time, y'all take care.